The 4 Series Gran Coupe for some is a car that's a bit pointless. For me, it's not. I know exactly why it was invented. It's so that Dad can have a handsome coupe. And also kids. I mean, look, doors.
The Gran Coupe has 5 doors and a boot the same size as the 3, but the seats all go down, so there's more room for stuff. But for that, he'll pay more than he would for a 3.
He gets a lower driving position, not much vision out of the front or out of the sides, and not much else inside either. But then maybe he doesn't want that. Maybe he just wants a sporty cabin.
Sporty is another way of saying basic. But add the wood, which can be free, and some light-coloured merino leather, and the Gran Coupe interior changes completely. So let's have a closer look, see if this really is excellence in motion, as they say, and if this is a true driver's car, worthy of the BMW badge on the front. Believe it or not, the 4 Series is delivered to nearly as many people as the 3 is. Not just that, but some figures show it outperforming its rivals from Audi and Mercedes. That's surprising, but I think I know why.
It might be because BMW have got the special magic formula in 2 key areas. The first is sales, because you can get 33 different types of 4 Series. That means more customers can have one. And the second is handling, because yes, yet again, BMW have absolutely nailed it.
In particular, I noticed some improvement to the anti-roll bars, the suspension, or both.
And here's an interesting thing, because every 4 Series I've driven before has been just too loud, yet this one isn't. And I'm wondering whether BMW have actually done one of their update things. You know how they keep doing updates? I think they've made this quieter. Someone has said, yeah, you need to make this a bit quieter, because it is. And even at town speeds, I'd go as far as to say it's actually refined.
But obviously, we don't want town speeds, we want out-of-town speeds. That's where we can get the best from the engine, and from this point on, I'll be referring to the 430D, the engine I chose.
And this is the engine to go for, because this one is right in the sweet spot between the 420 and the 435. The 435 astonishingly fast, the 420 a bit too loud. This is quiet enough and powerful enough.
For its weight, the 258 horsepower is plenty. And in case you're wondering, yes, you can drift this car round Sainsbury's roundabout.
I mean, obviously I wouldn't do that, because that's just childish. But I know a man who did, and he said it's good.
Interestingly, it was that same man, who obviously wasn't me, that also said he wasn't overly keen with the level of opulence and materials.
I don't know, I think he's being a bit...
By now I'd decided that this was a really good car to drive, as you would expect from BMW. But I did have one observation of some things that might be missing.
What you don't get from arguably one of the best car makers in the world is actually very much stuff, because you would expect in this day and age for a car of this caliber to at least be able to stop itself, for instance, and it won't do that. You do get arguably the best navigation system and connected drive concierge and all that in the world. Most of that is free, along with heated seats, but not much else. And I'd actually quite like, well, something. In fact, everything you expect to be in the 4 Series Gran Coupe sort of isn't.
Arguably, though, they can be generous in some other ways.
For example, this is quite a firm ride, which I like, but if you don't, you can have that taken away by BMW for free. Also, you can get the dampers, which are adaptive, for only £500. Now, that is good, because it used to be £1,500, so well done. But, you know, I mean, Apple CarPlay, give us...
Obviously, I'm joking. It is just bants. I mean, me and BMW go back, you know. But who wants a car with loads of technology anyway if it doesn't drive very well? It defeats the object. And besides, BMW make cars that are experiences to drive, and this definitely is one of those. And yes, you should lease one. So, if you want to find out how much, Check the link in the description. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.